When you are an athlete and you're stepping onto the field, what is going through your mind? Again, I'm not looking for the right answer. I'm looking for your answer, the truth of what you think. So don't try to impress me. Don't try to sound smart to everyone. Just tell the truth. Be real. So imagine you're stepping onto your field or your court or the mat. What do you think about? I want to know, what is your thought process? Viva.
For me, it's my kick step and who I'm going against.
So say it again.
My kick step and who I'm going against.
So kick step and who you're going against. So walk me through. Just share with us. What are you thinking in here?
Just really how I'm gonna play and how it's gonna I always visualize my reps like you always tell me to. So I do that before every game, and I'll do it actually physical, and then once I get on the field, it's just really easy.
Love that. Thank you. 2 clap. Marker. Here we go. So there's this truth that says man, look at this handwriting. It's so good. Story. I believe the most. Everyone say it.
The story I believe the most.
Say it again.
The story I believe the most.
When I say story, I'm just talking about thoughts that constantly run through your mind. It's called self-talk. So let's try this again. Say it.
The story that I believe most.
Okay, the story that I believe the most is the story I tell the most. All right, everyone say it together.
The story I believe the most is the story I tell the most.
And we can flip that. The story that I tell the most is the story that I
believe the most.
Now, what happens if you walk onto the field, if you're playing football and you're like, oh my gosh, I suck. I'm not very good. What if I mess up? Oh my gosh, this is so hard. If that's the story you tell, then what are you going to feel?
That you're not good enough.
That you're not good enough?
That you're not going to do good.
Yeah, just stay with me here. If you walk onto the court and your self-talk, aka your story, okay, your story is, oh my gosh, I'm not very good. I'm not that fast. Oh my gosh, they're so big, they're so fast, they're so strong. Oh man, what if I mess up? What if I mess up? Oh my gosh, I'm just not really good. And that goes through your head over and over and over and over and over and over again. What's going to happen?
Your confidence goes down.
Confidence goes down because that's what you begin to believe, and your behavior aligns with what you believe to be true. You know what you got?
It's kind of like you're manifesting it, basically.
Straight manifestation. If I think it, and I see it, and I believe it, then it must be true, so that's got to be who I am. If you walk around saying, I'm not that good, I'm not that good. Now here's the reality. You ready? You ready? Say, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I don't believe you. Say, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Okay, very good. Some of you guys are like, this guy's crazy. You got Dwayne Johnson stunt double. Whatever you tell yourself is going to become the truth. AKA the story that I believe the most is the story that I tell the most. Which means what? If you want to show up differently, you're going to have to tell a different story. Let me give you an example here. So at BYU, I was a defensive end, and I would walk onto the field, and I learned this back then. I basically said, okay, I'm the fastest, quickest defensive end on the planet. I'm too fast. I'm too quick. These dudes can't touch me. And when I said these dudes, I might have said some other words. Keep it for the children. These guys can't touch me. I'm too fast. I'm too quick. Too quick. Too quick. I come off the ball. I'm too quick and I get my stance. Too freaking fast. Too quick. This dude can't touch me. And I would say that 1,000 times a day. More than say it, because tell, okay? Tell means I see it, I say it, my marker's going down. So when I say the story that I tell the most means that I can see it with my eyes, I can say it with my mouth, okay? I can believe it with my heart, and when I believe it, I feel it with my soul. So if I'm telling this, I'm seeing it, I'm saying it, I'm believing it, I'm feeling it. I'm seeing it, visualizing, I'm saying it in my mouth and in my mind. All of a sudden, September goes from this Polynesian kid who's like, okay, I got recruited. I'm on the field, and all of a sudden I start to just create. See, when you tell something, what you're doing is you are creating. What's the word?
Creating.
Creating or create. Because the story that you tell the most is the story that you believe the most. So, here's September, right? Walking onto the field. I'm a starter. LaVelle Edwards Stadium. Mountains over here. Sun's going down over there. I'm facing north. Here comes University of Washington. Big, black tack. He's like 6'6", 320 pounds. Sun's going down. ESPN, it's a Thursday night game. I'm like, I'm going to cook this dude. I'm going to cook this dude. I'm too fast. I'm too quick. Too fast, too quick. This dude can't touch me. I'm too fast. I'm the quickest defensive end. That's all I said. And as I continued to tell that story, what happened to my behavior? I got better. My confidence went down or up. It went up, and I began to behave that way. What would happen if you consciously and intentionally and deliberately and on purpose told a very powerful story about yourself?
You become powerful.
You become powerful. What were you going to say? Thank you. You become powerful. Thank you, man. 2 clap. What else happens?
Believe it.
You believe it. When you believe it, you begin to feel it. You begin to do it. You begin to live it. And all of a sudden, you show up and you're like, and people are like, dude, this person's different. Even if you're like, you walk in the corner, guys, I'm not talking about saying something that's not true. I'm talking about creating a new reality. Now, here's what happens. If you're slow, I'm going to tell you right now, September, I was not in the best shape. I got to BYU, about 210 pounds. We start conditioning, and I'm like the last guy. I'm like, what is wrong with me? Like, these 300-pounders are like running around me. So I had to create a new version of September. And guys, okay, write this down here, very important. As you tell a different story, as I tell the new story, it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable. Why? We all have this thing called OSG. OSG, say it.
OSG.
Say it again.
OSG.
Look at a partner next to you, look him in the eyes and say OSG.
OSG.
Look at someone else and say OSG.
OSG.
Say it in your high-pitched voice.
OSG.
Say it in your lowest voice. OSG stands for Old Self-Gravity. Write it down, please. If I write it down, it's a good chance you need to write it down because I'm going to teach you some things that's going to transform your world. OSG stands for
Old
Self-Gravity. What is old self-gravity? First of all, what is gravity?
Holds you down.
Say it again.
Holds you down.
Holds you down. So if I take this to the marker and I let go with my hand, what's going to happen? It's going to fall. Why? Because there's a force called gravity. It's going to pull this down. Now, if I get out of Earth's atmosphere and I'm in space, is there gravity up there? No. So bring your stuff. When we come down to gravity, we're like, okay, every one of you has what I call old self-gravity. It is something that you have, and I'm going to give you some acronyms here. Who does not know what an acronym is? Raise your hand, be honest. Acronym. Do you know what an acronym is?
Not quite, but a little.
I'm going to teach you guys what an acronym is, okay? An acronym are initials like this that stand for something. Acronym. TTG, OSG, ABC, NBC, ESPN. They're all acronyms. Everyone say acronym.
Acronym.
How do we spell acronym? Acronym. That's a name. Okay? Acronym. Say it.
Acronym.
These are acronyms. They can go home and say, big mom says, what did I learn today? Do you know what an acronym is? I do. So, OSG stands for?
Old self-gravity.
TTG stands for trained, no, not TTG, TTE. TTE stands for trained, taught, and educated. So, I'm going to teach you guys, and you guys will do a little teaching here, okay? I'm giving you guys a lot of stuff right now. Your old self-gravity is typically negative. Not always, but I grew up in a home, Satema. My name is Satema. What's my name? Satema grew up in a home. There was 7 kids. We didn't have a lot of money. We were the family that all the church people would bring gifts for us for Christmas, bring us dinners, hand-me-down clothes. It's fine. My parents came from the islands. They were amazing. I love them. I honor them. They gave me a shot. It was my chance to make that better. So I grew up in a home where it was like, I never knew wealth. I didn't know money. Didn't grow up around it. So my old self-gravity was, it's not, money's not that important. That's my old self-gravity. I was trained, taught, and educated. What does TTE stand for?
Trained, taught, educated.
Every one of you are being trained, taught, and educated from your parents, from your experiences, from social media. You guys go like this, you pull your phone out. Who has social media? Raise your hand. Who has a cell phone? Raise your hand. Who has access to the internet? Raise your hand. You are being, TTE, what does that stand for? Trained, taught, educated. Go like this, and all of a sudden you start to get programmed and conditioned. I grew up in a home, not that my parents tried to tell me this, I just grew up in my experiences. It was like, oh, we don't have money. It's cool to not have money. What kind of the kids that don't have money? But, as I got older, what did September want? I wanted to have money. And more than money, I wanted to have the experiences and the experience that money could provide. So I had to break, what does it stand for? Old self-gravity. I have to break that. Like a rocket ship, pretend this is a rocket. I didn't know I graduated in arts. This is a rocket, okay? As a rocket leaves Earth, it has to break what force? Gravity. And most of the gas and the fuel and the energy is used to break Earth's gravity. When you are trying, okay, I'm going to represent you. This is current reality, and I'm trying to go to the NFL. I'm trying to go to the next level. I'm trying to raise my standard of living. Your old self-gravity is going to pull. I'm telling you this right now because this is the reality. We're doing this Shark Tank experience, starting a business. I will tell you this right now. This is the truth. Being in business is freaking hard. Being an entrepreneur is freaking hard. Like what you're signing up for, and my entrepreneurs can tell me. Your entrepreneurs, like, here's what you're signing up for. Late nights, getting your teeth kicked in, a lot of people say no, people not paying you on time, lots of self-doubt, your own, what? Old self-gravity with the concept of money. I remember one summer, here's an example of my old self-gravity. I'm in high school, big strong dude, go work on a farm all day, doing hay, doing all this hay, and the guy tries to give us $60. Now we worked hard, we worked like 10 hours, and sweaty, I got hay all over me, hard work, gives me $60. And what do I do with the money? Did I take it? No, because my old self-gravity was like, oh, no, I couldn't take your money. I couldn't possibly take your money. I just wanted to help you. And the guy looks at me, he's like, you guys were some of the hardest workers I've ever had. Take the money. And my old self-gravity, because I was trained, not educated again. No one really, I'm not going to blame my parents. I just thought, no, money's bad. I should just work for free. And I had an issue with money. Like it was bad. So what did I do? I took the $60. I was like, you know what? Nah, just you keep it. Just keep it. And my Balani friends, my white friends, they're looking at me like, we'll take our $60. And we leave, and we're on our way home, and I'm feeling all good about like, man, I did something good today. I just helped them for free. These guys are like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And I'm like, why? Because you just said no to money you earned. Now what happens if you guys have this thing called, because you were ranked uneducated, that money was bad. If someone tries to give you money, what are you going to do? And I'm going to take, you know how many times people come to my house, nieces, nephews, and I'm like, oh, I try to slip a little like $100 bill. Like, oh no, I couldn't do it. I was like, shut up, just take the damn money. They all do that because they were trained uneducated. You shouldn't take money. My way of showing love is like people come to my house, give them gas money. Nieces and nephews got to go take a trip, and you better bring me some money. Oh, uncle, I couldn't do that. And I'm like, and I tell my boys, if someone trying to give me money, just say, thank you. Thank you. And then come give it to me. Now, why am I sharing this with you? Because if we go back to sports now, in sports, I figured this concept out. I was like, I'm the baddest dude on the planet. I'm the baddest, quickest, like fastest, you can't stop me. I got to the NFL, same thing. I was like, freaking dog, man, shoot, I'm gonna eat this dude up. I got this dude, let's go. And if I made a mistake, I was like, oh my gosh, because you know what a lot of athletes do when you make a mistake? What does the average athlete do when they make a mistake? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad. Or they try to react and show the coach, I made a mistake. And I'm like, dude, grow up. It's one play. In football, in college, you play about 60 to 80 plays a game. One play, do athletes make mistakes? Yes. Do professional athletes make mistakes? Yes. Do Hall of Famers and Super Bowl champions make mistakes? Yes. Yes! So your mind has to be trained, taught, and educated to tell a different story. So here's what I want to do right now. I just gave you a whole ton of stuff. I want you to get into a group of 3 or 4 people. I want you to have a conversation. Conversation, what are you learning right now? My Vegas people, you cannot be in the same group. You need to be in a different group, okay? So here's what you're going to do. One more time. You're going to get into a group, and you're going to teach each other what are you learning with acronyms and stories and truths, and see it, say it, believe it. Like, have a conversation. Clear? What are we going to do right now? What are we doing right now? You're going to tell each other what you're doing. You're going to teach each other. You're going to teach each other. And be real. All right, 3, 2, 1. And here's the other thing about teaching. In this teaching session, you have to stand up and get into small groups around the room. Nobody can be sitting down. Nobody can be sitting down. Nobody can be sitting down. You got to stand up. Okay, here we go. You have 10 minutes. 3, 2, 1, go. Around the group. Teach. Let's go. Groups of 3. Groups of 3 or 4. Let's go. What are you learning? What are you getting?
Never basically like you always gotta fail and you get pulled down and then teach, talk, educated is like you learn stuff. Like basically like you can learn stuff every time and like and then story I believe in is like no, I didn't know what it was. And then education like basically like how my dad was training to
what I learned was that whenever you're on a path, old self-gravity is going to come as like a threshold. And so just create a new story, a new reality to push past that. So yeah.
I kind of like the old self-gravity because like if you think about it, it's like your old self-gravity is like your boundary. But as you continue to stretch it and push it, it's going to grow.
Yeah.
So it's like it's kind of like your old self-gravity and your new self-gravity, because like you was talking about like the rocket ship, your new self-gravity is when you're out, and then it just takes little bits and pieces to go way further. But right now, the beginning is the hardest part. So after you get through that old self-gravity, then it may become a little easier. Not saying that you don't have to work, but it's gonna be a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But it's like when you start to go, it's a lot harder. But compound reps is a little.
Oh yeah.
It just gets. So yeah. Also, you guys learn.
Great job.